49ers Cal High Sports is presented by U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank member, FDIC.
This week on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank, all playoffs all the time. As the fall season is coming to a close, we'll see the CCS title game with St. Francis and St. Ignatius, the NCS championship with De La Salle in Pittsburgh, and San Ramon Valley hosts Cardinal Newman.
We have NorCal Volleyball as Redwood battles Foothill, NorCal Water Polo matchups from Saturday, and we will meet the author of a successful children's book from the Harker School. It's all right now on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
Hello everyone, welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Braunstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. We start this week in the NCS Open Division where the Pittsburgh Pirates are hoping to shock the world and do what they did 32 years ago when they beat the De La Salle Spartans. The Spartans won 151 straight games after that. The streak.
De La Salle is the #1 team in the Bay Area with an 11-0 record with a high-powered offense averaging better than 40 points a game. Lots of history between these two teams playing for the NCS Open Division title Friday night. Lots of rain on Friday night, and the rain would have a big effect on this one. De La Salle driving in the first. Dominic Kelly running hard for the Spartans. Kelly with a first down here. The Spartan drive stalls as Pitt's Japheth Tefeono dives into the backfield for a loss. That leads to a Spartan field goal, 32 yards for Justin Urabari, 3-0 De La Salle. Back comes Pitt. Marley Alcantara throwing to Kenneth Ward for a Pirate first down, and then later on in the same drive, second quarter, handed to Jamar Searcy, and Jamar was a beast all night long, 14 yards into the end zone, and Pitt has a 7-0 lead. It stayed that way for a long time. Big play here as the pass is deflected, then picked off by Dominic Calhoun, and the senior is going to run, finally tackled. The ball is loose. The officials call it a fumble, and De La Salle gets the ball back. Oh my. Third quarter now, the Spartans with the ball, but the wet pigskin is fumbled. Atene Pritchard recovers. Early fourth quarter, Alcantara rolling out and finding Ward, who tiptoes down the sideline, a big gain for Pitt. But the Pirates go backward from there. It's Matthew Johnson in for the sack, and the Spartans have some momentum as Pitt does not score. Here comes De La Salle. Toss it to Jaden Jefferson, coming out of his cage and doing just fine. A terrific run for Jaden. The Spartans go on a time-consuming drive to dominate the fourth quarter. Dominic Kelly, a huge run here through a sea of umbrellas, and the Spartans are in the end zone for the first time and take a 10-7 lead. A defensive stop, and the Spartans get the ball back. 2 minutes to play. Kelly is just short of the end zone, but Pitt has no timeout, so the Spartans will take a knee to run out the clock, and De La Salle advances to the state Open Division title game in 2 weeks down in Southern California. A big night for Kelly.
Tyler Flipson here for some D4 Round 2 play in the middle of an atmospheric river. Piedmont Hills hosting Burlingame. The Panthers strike first. Hayden Haba orbit motion and barrels in. Burlingame takes the 7-0 lead in the first. 4 minutes later and the Pirates respond. Alex Sharon rifles to Alonzo Johnson at the front pylon. PAT was no good. Piedmont Hills trails 7-6. Under 9 minutes before the half, and here comes Haba off the beautifully drawn up counter, shaking off 1, 2, 3 arm tackles before eventually being brought down on the big gain. That later sets up this Cole Harkey touchdown. Panthers extend their lead 14-6 into the half. Jumping all the way ahead to the start of the fourth quarter now, and the Pirates claw back. Andre Sepulveda leading the way for Elijah Torres touchdown. Piedmont Hills lines up for 2 to tie it up at 14, booting to the right, lofted to the corner, but Burlingame's Marco Grady's there to deny it. Panthers keep their lead 14-12. 3 minutes left to play. Burlingame on a 4th and very long goal to go, finding his man at the boundary, but not before Pirates Justin Lee and Jonas Petty are there, keeping Piedmont Hills in it. The Pirates with the ball back in just seconds to play. Tran through the rain connects with Zachary Palick for the clutch first down. After a penalty, it all comes down to this final untimed down. Pirates looking to answer prayer. Evading the rush out right, sends one deep, it's slapped down, but into the hands of a Pirate. But before getting across the goal line, Panthers' Lucas Kirk stops him short and jars it loose. Burlingame recovers. That's the ball game, ending on a heart stopper. Due to the torrential downpour, the Panthers get it done, moving on to the D4 Finals, where they'll face Sacred Heart Prep.
Off to Pleasanton now for the NorCal D1 final between Foothill and Redwood. It was the Casey Burdick show in set 1. Olivia Soto, Brooke Stedman to Casey Burdick, and that one is not coming back. Then it's Paige Nelson to Casey Burdick, and the future Washington Husky puts it away as the Falcons win set 1, 25-18. Redwood looking to rally back in set 2. Ella Moran bumps, Katie Lazareski sets, and Milan Hendrickson finishes the kill. But the Falcons were firing on all cylinders. Sophia Burdick over to Paige Nelson, who sets up another Casey Burdick spike. Now it's Caitlin Vogel to Nelson to Lulu Honinger as the Falcons take set 2, 25-19. The Giants answer back in set 3. Lazareski over to Neva Gain, and Neva smashes it down to the hardwood. Foothill trying to get back in the set, but Hannah Smith leaps up high for the block as Redwood wins set 3, 25-14. The Falcons take control in set 4. Casey Burdick to Nelson to Sophia Burdick, who just crushes this one. The Giants looking to stay in it. Gain over to Lazareski, and Katie sets it up perfectly for Amelia Matthews. Match point for the Falcons now. Caitlin Vogel to Paige Nelson to Casey Burdick, and Casey puts it away as Foothill wins the NorCal Division I title. The first NorCal title for the Falcons since 2006. Casey Burdick with 23 kills for the Foothill Falcons.
Valley Christian, the CCS Division III champions, hosting its first-round NorCal playoff game against Garces Memorial from Bakersfield. 3 minutes in, Caden Cochran sends it to Garrett Crabb, who catches and shoots. That's the first of Garrett's 3 goals in the first quarter alone. Crabb with the hat trick in the first, and Valley Christian leads at 3-0. But Garces gets on the board before the end of the first. Jace Wimbish to Nick Garcia to Colby Tenter, who skips it home. 3-1 Valley after 1. But the Rams ram their way back. Garcia makes a perfect pass to Ben King, who fights past the defender for a goal. This game is tied at 3. Then Tenter takes a shot from deep, and the southpaw slings it in. Garces leads it 6-5 at the break. But the Warriors come fighting back as Crabb gets this shot to go, and Valley Christian now leads at 7-6 in the third. Chase Blitzer then converts the penalty shot, and Valley Christian goes on to take the 2-goal lead. This impressive Rams goal from Clay Salvage cuts the lead back to 1, but the Warriors hold on tight, scoring 3 unanswered goals in set 4. Blitzer to Caden Cochran for the goal, and Valley Christian extends its season, winning this first-round NorCal game 11-7.
Each week, the Rikus Center presents the Gary Rikus Players of the Week Award.
Remember to vote for the Player of the Week on our YouTube membership page. The Players of the Week are featured in a rap performed by our good friends at the Rikus Center. Here are this week's Players of the Week.
Okay, Rikus Center, 49ers Cal High Sports, been and raw. These are Gary Rikus Players of the Week. A top-notch performance will bring all the attention, so it's fitting to direct it to quarterback Scotty Brennan. Los Gatos then hit the lotto with the senior leader. 197 yards slinging the ball to his receivers. 14 completions, a passing touchdown score, plus a 2-point conversion to go up late in the fourth. Taking the 14-7 lead, it really paid off for the Wildcats to win and advance in the playoffs. More senior excellence from Lexi Robin. Her game's a generation ahead, like the old Pepsi slogan. When she's spiking the ball, sounds like she's producing some dubstep. Her 23 kills helped propel a major upset. St. Joseph Notre Dame was the 14th seed. Now they're champions of Division 14. With Lexi driving the scoring in a 5-set victory to get the first NCS title in their school's history. Yeah, been it raw for the Rikus Center and 49ers Cal High Sports. T-Money on the beat for the Gary Rikus Players of the Week.
Presentation High School, San Jose's all-girls high school, presents the Female Scholar Athlete Award each week. This week's Presentation High's Female Scholar Athlete is Kiana Mark from the Monte Vista girls volleyball team. Kiana is sporting a 3.85 GPA.
Brought to you by Presentation High School. At Prez, transfer students thrive in our warm and welcoming community. As a small by design school, Presentation ensures every student is individually known and supported by dedicated faculty and staff. Their friendly students go above and beyond to make sure transfer students feel at home. Presentation invites you and your student to learn more about its transfer program at presentationhs.org. Sign up for a personal tour today.
U.S. Bank brings us the Football Coach of the Week award each week.
This week's Coach of the Week back is Los Gatos head coach Mark Crail. Mark and the Los Gatos Wildcats with a huge win over Salle last week in the first round of the CCS playoffs. Mark Crail, this week's Coach of the Week.
Coming up, NCS Division I action as San Ramon Valley takes on Cardinal Newman.
And one more meeting for Mitty and St. Francis on the hardwood as 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank, continues.
At U.S. Bank, we know how good it feels to reach your milestones, but we also know what really goes into getting you there. That's why we introduced Co-Browse, which connects you to a real banker in real time to help you do anything from adding a new debit card, learning how to save smarter, even creating spending limits.
Mind if I just grab the one?
With Co-Browse, we're always there for you on your road to here, because there's nothing as powerful as the power of us.
I think the heater's broken.
I'll get my tools.
Does your family suffer from fix-it-itis syndrome?
Honey, is it working?
Relief is just a call away. Service Champions has been proven to effectively combat the symptoms of fix-it-itis syndrome. Side effects may include delusions of grandeur and a comfortable home. Service Champions is now offering a $68 furnace tune-up. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
Always remain true. It's getting sucked in the mouth. You can't handle that. Bring the fight to them today. Be pissed off about it. Come on, physical team. Go win this game today.
McCaffrey scores. 49ers in front.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
Applebee's Pick 6 with NFL head coach Dan Campbell.
A pick six is when the defense intercepts the ball and runs it back for a touchdown. And when that happens on Sunday, you get 6 free boneless wings at Applebee's on Monday. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
The NCS Division I bracket has the 5th-seeded Cardinal Newman advancing after a win over Marin Catholic, avenging a loss from earlier this season.
The Cardinals traveling southeast to meet San Ramon Valley. The 3rd-seeded Wolves come into this game with a 10-1 record. Two great teams meeting in this week's Chick-fil-A sportsmanship game. Our Jake Vanderbroek was there.
Well, the rain's been steady, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for this NCS D1 semifinal match between Cardinal Newman and San Ramon Valley. Both teams will look to turn it up a few dials on defense. For Cardinal Newman, all eyes on Jimmy McKenzie. The senior had 6 tackles and a sack last week in a win over Marin Catholic. And for SRV, expect Marco Jones to fly all over the field. The Texas A&M commit is one of the top leaders in the section with 106 total tackles. All right, let's get to our Chick-fil-A sportsmanship game, and if you love defense, this game is for you. First quarter, and the Wolves roll the dice early on 4th down, but Spencer Jacobs is there to force the turnover on downs. The ball was a bit slippery in this one, ladies and gentlemen, and we told you Marco Jones would be all over the field, making plays as he and Braden Forchler get the stop to force a 3-and-out. And this was a physical game all throughout. How about Sam Avalos with this hard physical run? No score after 1. Cardinal Newman looking to strike first in the 2nd quarter, but Caleb Pleiss is there for the sack. No score at the half. So we jump to the 4th quarter, and yeah, there's still no score. SRV on the move as Rhett Thompson dumps the pass to Avalos, and Sammy continues to shed tackles down the field, but Zachariah Raya forces the fumble, and Logan Rodriguez falls on top of the rock. It's Cardinal Newman's ball, but the Cards punt it back to the Wolves. Late in the 4th, Dylan Deitch finds a lane, and the senior is going to give the Wolves excellent field position, and he gets suplexed to the turf, and yeah, that's going to be a penalty. Then moments later, Thompson hands it to Avalos, and Avalos continues to move his feet, and Sammy plows his way in for the go-ahead touchdown. That would do it. SRV punches its ticket to the NCS D1 title game, beating Cardinal Newman 7-0.
You know, it just really displays the grit we showed all year. This is a dogfight. We're in the pouring rain. Everyone's tired. Everyone's hurting. But every play, we got to give it 100%. Came down to the line. It was just a gritty win. I think that just exemplifies what our team is and why we're going to be a problem moving on.
In Danville with the Chick-fil-A sportsmanship game, I'm Jake Vanderbroek, 49ers Cal High Sports.
The Midi student section showing up on the road to watch their girls play rival St. Francis for the CCS Open Division final. 5-3 Midi in the first. Great dig from the Lancers. Jamison Martin on the Midi side. Maka Lintal sets McKenna Crossan, and Crossan gets the cross-court kill. Midi goes on to dominate set 1. Casey Coilly to Chase Courtney for set point. It's 25-11 the score in set 1. Tied at 2 in set 2. Makalintal makes a great save, but on the Lancer side, it goes Ella Fulton to Riley Barilich, back to Fulton off 1 foot, kapow, the junior with the kill. But Caitlin Senthouse comes in playing great D, 4 blocks in the match for her, the momentum staying on Midi's side. Coilly feeds Isabella Romero. Isabella brings the boom, 21-16 Midi in set 2. Grace Gowdy the dig. Barilich to Siriana Messi. But the Monarchs go on to take set 2 and lead by 4 in set 3. Here is an impressive set from Coilly. And Chase Courtney, the freshman, says goodbye to that ball. We take you to match point for the Monarchs. Courtney receives the serve. Coilly to Caitlin Senthouse, and the Lancers cannot keep it in play. Cue the Midi dog pile. The Midi Monarchs, the 5 seed, upset second-seeded St. Francis to win the NorCal title and punch the ticket to the state Open Division title game, playing Cathedral Catholic from San Diego.
Let's head to the pool for the girls D1 NorCal final between Carondelet and Sacred Heart Prep. The Gators are chomping early as Vivian Golub finds Casey Coleman, and the junior goes with the lob and converts. More Gators this time. Golub says, "Allow me to take the shot," and the senior skips it through. 2-0 Gators. Here's Carondelet on the other end. This is sophomore Clara O'Connor going top shelf and scores. Well placed. It would be 3-1 Gators after 1. We jump to the second. Megan Newby with a great pass over the Kieran and Hogan, and the southpaw finds the back of the net, but those Cougars continue the claw. Josie Haas finds Ainsley Swan, and Ainsley gets a little guidance off the far post for a goal. 5-3 Gators at the half, but it was all SHP in the second half. Newby with another great pass to Hogan, who scores for one of her 3 goals in the contest. Natalia Sherbo wants in on the action. How about the Stanford commit? Showing off the range, my goodness. That's one of her 2 goals in the contest, but have yourself a game. Vivian Golub, 5 goals in the contest, which includes this goal near the 2-meter mark. And when you win NorCals, your coach and the rest of the staff get the jump in the pool. Sacred Heart Prep goes on to win the Division I NorCal title, beating Carondelet 11-4.
Service Champions honor student athletes who do great work around campus.
This week we spotlight Isis Ordaz from the Mercy Burlingame volleyball team. Isis is in a variety of clubs, including National Honor Society and National Science Honor Society. She is also student body president and serves as the co-president of the Filipino Club, where she fundraises and sends clothing and school supplies for kids in need in Manila. Isis Ordaz, this week's Service Champions Student Spotlight.
D-Line Constructors presents the D-Line Defensive Play of the Week every week. This week's D-Line Constructors Defensive Play goes to Champ Taulea from Valley Christian. Champ, with a huge sack here in the Warriors game last week, the Washington-bound senior earns this week's D-Line Constructors Defensive Play of the Week.
Delta Dental honors entire teams who do great work in the classroom with the Smiles for Scholars Award.
This week we feature the Sacred Heart Prep boys water polo team, the CCS champs, great in the water and in the classroom with a 3.796 GPA. Be sure to check us out on social media. You could subscribe to our growing YouTube membership page, where you get lots of great content, including early highlights, our popular podcast, and full game videos from every game we shoot.
Also, lots of great stuff on our Instagram, where we now have 33,000 followers. You can find us at 49ers Cal High.
Coming up, NCS Division II football action as Bishop O'Dowd takes on Liberty.
And NorCal volleyball with Monte Vista and Aragon. But first, here is our U.S. Bank Top 10 volleyball poll.
From the beginning, Meriwest Credit Union was created to provide a brighter financial future for you. We work hard for our members because they're our greatest strength.
Meriwest worked for me when I needed an auto loan for my first car.
When I need to make a mobile payment, Meriwest works for me.
Meriwest works for me wherever adventure takes us.
Mara West Credit Union. Let us work for you. Today, tomorrow, together.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A.
A is for above and beyond.
An extra level of care.
A game.
From caring for our guests in our community to cleanliness and safe service with a My Pleasure. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
A little funky dance.
And that too.
Applebee's Pick 6 with NFL head coach Dan Campbell.
A pick six is when the defense intercepts the ball and runs it back for a touchdown. And when that happens on Sunday, you get 6 free boneless wings at Applebee's on Monday. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
We are Archbishop Mitty, and you're watching 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank.
The top-seeded Liberty Lions roll into the semifinals of the Division II bracket with their outstanding junior running back, Jackson Bell, leading the way.
The Lions meeting Bishop O'Dowd in the semis. The Dragons senior quarterback Devin Wilson is having such a great season, they named the ball after him, Wilson. The Dragons at Liberty Friday night.
The NCS D2 semifinals have Bishop O'Dowd taking the trip to Liberty. A kickoff fumble recovery puts O'Dowd immediately in the red zone. Saluso gets the handoff and runs in untouched. A field goal later makes it 10-0 Dragons after one. Liberty on the move. Jackson Bell gets the rock and breaks free down the sideline. 36 yards for Bell. Then in the red zone, it's Jackson in action. Towards the goal line he goes and in for the touchdown, then throws for the 2-point attempt to cut the deficit to 2. Dragons back on offense. John Teddy takes a snap. The screen pass goes to Deji Ajose, and here comes the Washington commit with a stiff arm, then the spin move to get free. Absolutely unreal. 17-8 O'Dowd at half. Dragons start the half with the ball, so gets the handoff, and great blocking from the line opens the way for the senior back to pick up big yards. That would set up Zach Bryan, no, not the country singer, for the field goal. Make him 2 for 2 on the night, 20-8 O'Dowd. Still in the third, Lions looking to make it a one-score game. The handoff goes to Benjamin Hill, who takes big hits from the defense, but somehow stays on his feet. Wow, what a run! What a score for Hill. 20-15 O'Dowd going into the fourth. Final seconds of the game, Liberty needs a touchdown. The pass to the end zone is broken up by Jacob Knopp as the 4-seeded Bishop O'Dowd Dragons go into Liberty and defeat the 1 seed to move on to the championship game where Amador Valley awaits them.
Tyler Flipson here for the D3 NorCal Finals. The Aragon Dons taking on the Monte Vista Matadors. The Matadors come out strong. Kiana Mark drops this one for the point, giving Monte Vista an early 3-1 lead. Mid-first now, Aragon staying in it. Poppy McKenzie for the kill. The freshman keeps it within 4, 16-12 Matt's lead. Dons looking for more, up for the kill, but the Mats, Samantha Tong and Chloe Chen deny it. Monte Vista goes to win the first set 25-14. We go to the middle of the second, and the Dons find their groove. A strong arm, Sophie Rubenstein for the kill. Aragon leads 13-12. But Monte Vista roars back. Chen sets perfectly to Ashley Yang with force. The Matadors would go on to take the second set. Aragon finds itself ahead by 1 and winner go home third. And here's Natalie Wang smacking it down. Dons lead 13-11. But the Mats rally back. Ton to Kiana Mark for the kill and fired up. MV takes the lead back 18-17. But another lead change. It's the senior captain Rubenstein for the point. It's 19-18 Dons. But it's all Monte Vista from there. Match point. Chen says to Kiana Mark, it's too much. And that will seal the deal. Monte Vista completes the sweep and claims its very first NorCal title in school history, taking down Aragon 3-0.
Chick-fil-A brings us stories of athletes who inspire us.
We cover student athletes all the time here on Cal High. Well, tonight we meet a student athlete author. Kira Chang from the Harker School is not only killing it on the volleyball court and in the classroom, she is also a bestseller.
I started playing when I was 9.
Kira Chang from the Harker School loves the team aspect of volleyball and the lessons she learns while playing the sport.
Volleyball is a lot about momentum, and so when you don't have the momentum on your side, it's really hard to, keep pushing and get back up. That's just really taught me the importance of sticking through it and, always pushing yourself. And so I think that can be applied to pretty much anything.
She applies that lesson to her love of writing.
When she was a child, she used to schedule play dates with her friends. And one of the and then I would, she would come home and I would be like, what did you do during your play date? And she would be like, oh, they would write like short stories together.
She said like, yeah, I'd like to write a book. And the crazy parents that we are, we start like throwing out ideas like, oh, maybe you can write a novel, or maybe you can write this kind of thing, you can do research and that kind of stuff. And she just kind of said like, I really want to write like a book for kids.
When I was younger, I was fascinated by like the world and how it worked and stuff. And so when I first decided to write a book, I was just really wanting to, I guess, spread that curiosity and that love for learning. Hi everyone, my name is Kira and I wrote this book.
So at just 15 years old, Kira got to work writing a children's book.
Alfredo the monkey and Marinara the mouse.
She came up with the concept, the characters,
Dr. Pesto, Marinara squeaked.
The plot, the title, Marinara and Alfredo. How do rainbows work? Kira then found a publisher and put it out for the world to read.
And violet light.
It was a hit.
Her book became an Amazon bestseller, which was crazy.
It makes me very happy. I think when you first put out something that you made, you're not really sure how it's going to be received. And so seeing people who don't know me tell me that it's a good book or tell me that they enjoyed it is really nice to hear. Thank you. Thank you.
Kira then wrote a second book,
Marinara and Alfredo, How Do Ouchies Heal? By Chang.
Kira then made both books into animated videos so kids at the Stanford Children's Hospital can listen.
Thank you for watching and remember to stay curious.
2 books, competitive volleyball, a 4.2 GPA. How does this best-selling author balance it all?
The book doesn't feel like I'm balancing it because it's so fun that it just feels like I'm taking a break when I'm working on it. And so when I'm doing the school and when I'm doing the volleyball and the book, it feels like a balance because when I'm at volleyball, I can take my mind off of school, and then when I'm doing my book, I can take my mind off of everything else.
This young author continues to chase her dreams, reminding us that even the boldest aspirations can become a reality.
Thank you, they shouted together.
No matter your age.
The end.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed.
Kira plans to keep the Marinara and Alfredo series going, releasing a 3rd book.
Outstanding. So just a great way for kids to learn science.
Absolutely. And being in the book reading, it was so adorable. They were so engaged in the book. It was great.
Awesome. Mara-West Credit Union brings us the Mara-West Merit Award. This award honors teachers all around the Bay Area.
Here's Abigail Vesquez and Sugi Oliveira Ramirez talking about their favorite teacher, Deanna Dutton.
I'm Abigail.
I'm Shiggy.
And our favorite teacher is Miss Dutton. Whenever you need help, you just feel comfortable when asking for help.
And I like about her is she can be very comfortable to work with and make you have like a safe environment in the classroom and just be comfortable with you at the same time.
Coming up, CCS Division I action with Los Gatos and Reardon.
And high school ice hockey as Valley Christian battles Pioneer. This is 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
Applebee's Pick 6 with NFL head coach Dan Campbell.
A pick 6 is when the defense intercepts the ball and runs it back for a touchdown. And when that happens on Sunday, you get 6 free boneless wings at Applebee's on Monday. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Our mouths are one of the first places a doctor looks during a checkup, and for good reason. It can tell them things about our health, serious things. Things that could keep us from reaching the next milestone. For over 65 years, Delta Dental has offered high-quality, affordable dental plans that strive to meet the needs of everyone. Today, we are the largest network of oral healthcare providers in the nation. Delta Dental, putting your health first, yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
I'm Nancy Lambert, the director of the Schwab Learning Center at CHC. In a world where every second counts, education doesn't have to be a struggle. At the Schwab Learning Center, our learning specialists work one-on-one with high school and college students with ADHD, dyslexia, and other learning differences. We work with you to understand your learning and attention strengths and challenges. We help you develop strategies that optimize the way you learn. Discover the power of personalized learning that empowers students to excel. Your success is our mission.
I know that the model of credit unions is the very best one for human beings, and so how we bring that to life can truly transform people's lives.
Newman brings to us the capability to be able to serve members in ways that we haven't before. It is really about enhancing that need for that particular individual like we've never been able to do before, and I'm extremely excited about that.
My bad.
Baby bag, baby bag, baby bag, baby bag, baby bag, baby bag, baby bag.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by Valley Christian Schools, supporting your quest for excellence.
The Reardon Crusaders are on a roll. Reardon winning its last 5 games in a row, including wins over St. Francis and Sarah.
A win over Sarah propels the Wildcats from Los Gatos to the Division I second-round game. The game played at Reardon Saturday afternoon.
Here come the Reardon Crusaders as they host Los Gatos in the CCS D1 semifinal. Reardon on the board first, give it to Jeremiah Jones, who muscles his way into the end zone. PAT good in at 7-0 Crusaders. Reardon looking for more later in the quarter, but the pass is tipped and picked off by Bryce Nowitzki. Bryce will run for a while, all the way inside Crusaders territory. The Cats take advantage a short time later as Scotty Brennan drops back and connects with Owen Panu for the score as Los Gatos ties the game at 7. But the Crusaders come right back. Michael Mitchell Jr. fakes the handoff and hits Judge Nash. All rise, here comes the judge. 14-7 Reardon after 1. It would stay that way until the second half when Grayson Doslak powers in for 6. The point after was no good and it's 14-13 Reardon. The Crusaders fire back, hand it to Adonye Brown, and Adonye scampers into the end zone as Reardon takes a 21-13 lead. LG responds in a big way. Brennan fires, and it's Bo Muser, and Bo is gone! 73 yards to the promised land as the Cats pull to within 1. Have a seat, young fella. But the Crusaders respond with an explosive play of their own. Adonye Brown turns on the Jets. 80 yards to the house as we got some offensive fireworks in San Francisco. But more importantly, Reardon takes a 28-20 lead after 3. Fourth quarter now. Give the rock to Grayson Doslak, and Grayson finds pay dirt for the second time in this game. The Cats get the 2-point conversion, and the game is tied at 28. Both teams exchange turnovers later in the quarter. Then Brennan slings it to the end zone, and it's caught by Panu as the Cats take a 35-28 lead with 51 seconds left in the game. Reardon looking for a last-second miracle, but the pass is caught out of bounds as Los Gatos takes down another West Catholic League team to move on to the CCS Division I title game next week.
Monday night hockey at Sharks Ice between South San Jose teams. Pioneer and Valley Christian Mustangs strike first. Ken Dibble to Connor Hughes. Hughes' shot is blocked, but Dibble gets it on the rebound and scores 1-0 Pio. Warriors quick to respond. Wyatt Sharp finds Cameron Klee. Klee's wrister from far out is good. Valley ties it up at 1. Tied at 2 to open the third period. Hughes brings it up and takes a shot. It's blocked. Hughes maintains control, brings it around, and sneaks it in. Connor puts the Mustangs ahead 3-2. Devin Jimenez watched Hughes' goal and said, I want to give that a try. Devin keeps control behind the net and brings it around and gets it by the goalie to tie things up at 3. No problem for Pio. Hughes works it into the Valley Christian zone. Connor to Quentin Yan. Yan's shot from behind the back is blocked. Edgar Lakarev in front of the net taps it in, and the Mustangs are back in front 4-3. Warriors stay in it. Sharp knocks it down and finds a crossing Ryan Park, and Park scores, and once again we are all tied up at 4. For the first time in this one, Valley takes the lead. Ryan's brother Brendan Park with a pass to Jimenez. Devin fakes out the goalie with a beautiful stick work combination, and oh my, what a goal. 5-4 Warriors. Devin's not done there. He wants the Hattie. Jimenez takes it into the Pioneer zone and has room to skate. Gets by one defender, and then the goalie. Oh my, Devin Jimenez with the hat trick as Valley Christian comes from behind to beat Pioneer. The Warriors put 7 on the board for the win. And of course, Devin Jimenez is our Sharks Ice player of the game with 3 goals.
Lexus of Stevens Creek brings us the Volunteer Award, leading to $10,000 in scholarships to be handed out by Lexus of Stevens Creek.
This week's Volunteer Award goes to Pamela Smith from the Alameda flag football team. Pamela is a dedicated Girl Scout who contributes time volunteering at local food banks. She also helps out at animal shelters by cleaning the kennels. Pamela explains why giving back to the community is so important to her.
Giving back to the community is just being there for the people who are there supporting you and just, doing your part to make your community better.
Valley Christian High School is always on a quest for excellence, so Valley Christian is helping us honor young people who are on their own quest for excellence. Here is Estevan Duarte from the Granada football team.
What I want to do when I grow up is just work hard and have a nice house and just be the best I can be and get back to the people I love.
Valley Christian Schools recently welcomed back the 2004 Warriors football team, their first team to win the Open Division CCS football championship. Players reunited with their families to celebrate the historic victory. Now 20 years later, along with sideline passes, the team enjoyed snacks, alumni merchandise, and a special halftime recognition in front of a packed house. Once a Warrior, always a Warrior. Become a Warrior today. Apply at apply.vcs.net.
Coming up, NCS Division III action with Heritage and Acalanes.
And NorCal Water Polo final action. But first, here is this week's learning tip from the Schwab Learning Center.
Our SLC learning specialists are here to help you develop skills and share tips that make learning with dyslexia easier, like adjusting the font and spacing of the text to help keep track of lines when reading, incorporating multisensory learning using visual, auditory, and tactile techniques to reinforce learning, breaking instructions into small steps to ensure understanding before moving on. Discover the power of personalized learning support at the Schwab Learning Center.
Two teams cruise into the semifinals in NCS Division II football. Both fourth-seeded Heritage and top-seeded Acalanes had big opening round wins.
But the semifinal game looked to be much tougher as Heritage traveled to Acalanes Friday night.
The Dons huddle up for a quick prayer as top-seeded Acalanes host four-seeded Heritage in the NCS Division III semifinals. Ivan Garcia with the highlights. Dons are marching down the field as Tyler Winkles throws a quick pass to Nico White. 18 bursts up the field, gets taken down, but not before getting the first down. Later in the drive, it's Winkles handing it off to Josh Alerts, and the junior forces his way into the end zone. Dons get on the board first, 7-0. Dons made plays on offense, but how about some defense? Finley Rivera jumps the route, gets the pick. Ballhawk Rivera returns it for a few yards, and this turnover would lead to some points. Acalanes now up 14-0. Winkles had the twinkle in his eye as he threads the needle to find Nico White between three defenders. Talk about a dime to move the chains. Speaking of dimes, this time it's Winkle scrambling to his right and makes a deposit to JB Frolic in the end zone. Dons widen the gap 21-0 at the half. More Dons in the second half as Acalanes is on high alert, or should I say high alerts? Well, that might not have worked, but here's Alerts working his way in for his second TD of the game. Dons 28-0 after 3. Acalanes back to a familiar place as the Dons are back in the red zone. Tommy Terhar drags a defender with him into the end zone. PET no good, Dons up 34. Patriots get on the board late and score twice, both TDs by Elias Muhammad. Here's the spectacular junior fighting his way for a touchdown, but it would be too little too late as the Dons get the win and move on to take on Camp Belindo for the championship next week.
Back to the pool for the boys D1 NorCal final between De La Salle and Sacred Heart Prep. The Gators score the first 2 goals of the game as Clay Carrington dumps it over the Gates Gamble, and Gates gets one of his 3 goals to go. Back come those Spartans. Great pass here by Michael Payoff over the Tice De Pietro, and Tice delivers with some authority. 2-1 SHP after 1. To the second quarter, Braden Congo swings a pass over the Lucas Peters, and the senior rockets it home. Nicely done, but those Gators continue the swim and chomp. How about Nelson Harris bringing the heat with this skip shot? Then it's Lou Karincic over to Gates Gamble, and the sophomore finds the back of the net. 6-5 SHP at the half. De La Salle would tie it up to start the third as Peters sneaks it through. 4 goals for number 12, but the Gators always had an answer. Big game for Nelson Harris. 4 goals for the Claremont McKenna commit to put the Gators up by 1. And those Gators always finding ways to score as Jake Ranke finds Carrington and the junior shows off the rage. It's back to back to back to back 4 consecutive NorCal titles for the Sacred Heart Prep Gators as they hold on to beat De La Salle 9-7.
Bernardi Zerata is your faithful injury attorneys, bringing us the hometown hero every week.
This week we honor former McClymonds star and NFL player Marcus Peters. Marcus is back at the school this fall, bringing his knowledge from the NFL game to the players on this year's MAC team. Marcus is the son of head coach Michael Peters, both leading the Warriors to another great season. Marcus Peters, this week's Bernardi Zerata hometown hero.
Albany's Construction brings us the Dirty Work play every week. This is a play we thought brings the type of grit and determination, brought to you by all of the folks at Albany's Construction.
This week's Dirty Work play goes to Campolindo. Crosby Kelly providing pressure on the quarterback in the end zone, and the ball is thrown right into the hands of Austin Harris. Crosby Kelly and Austin Harris doing the dirty work, just like our good friends at Albany's Construction. Coming up, it's the Crumble Cookies Game of the Week with West Catholic League rivals St. Francis and St. Ignatius.
And the NCS Division II final in volleyball as Buchanan meets San Ramon Valley right here on 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank.
At U.S. Bank, when we say we're in it with you, we mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and the celebrations, but for all the hard work it took to get there. We are in for all of it. It's tough for sure, but less tough when you have the right people by your side, like Kayla from Kansas City and thousands of other bankers around the country. Because together we're proving there's nothing as powerful as the power of us.
Get ready for the most exhilarating season yet. Sharks Ice Hockey is hosting 34 teams spanning from Fresno to Reno. Over 700 hockey players all competing for state and national titles. Be part of the thrilling action. Experience the speed, the skill, and the passion from these young hockey players. Games are played at Sharks Ice locations from all over the Bay Area. Looking to join, support, or to find games? Go to sharkshighschoolhockey.com.
Applebee's Pick 6 with NFL head coach Dan Campbell.
A pick six is when the defense intercepts the ball and runs it back for a touchdown. And when that happens on Sunday, you get 6 free boneless wings at Applebees on Monday. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
A revenge game is the CCS Open Division final game. St. Francis beat St. Ignatius in a game played in San Francisco last month.
The two teams ended up tied for the league title. The Wildcats looking for revenge and to earn a section title. It is our Crumble Cookies Game of the Week. Our Adrian Soriano was there.
Welcome to San Jose City College on a rainy Friday night for the CCS Open Division Championship game between the number 2 seed St. Francis Lancers and the number 1 seed St. Ignatius Wildcats. Both teams feature outstanding running backs. For the Lancers, it's the West Catholic League Player of the Year, Kingston Kiana Aina. Kingston has over 1,900 rushing yards and 23 total touchdowns on the season. For the Wildcats, it's senior Jarius Hogan. Jarius has over 1,200 rushing yards on the season and 23 total touchdowns. Who will take home the CCS Open Division Championship and punch the ticket into NorCal's? Let's find out in our Crumble Cookies Game of the Week. The Cats looking to establish their run game early. Give it to Jarius Hogan, who gets a block from Manoa Fopusa. Jarius keeps his legs moving and runs all the way to midfield. SI caps off the drive in the second as Audrey Kenny drills a 45-yard field goal right down the middle as the Cats take a 3-0 lead. St. Francis responds later in the quarter, handed to Kingston Kiana Aina, who finds a hole in Kingston, turns on the Jets all the way to midfield. Then a few plays later, it's Kingston with the carry again, and the BYU bound senior shows off the spin move and scampers into the end zone. The point after is good, and it's 7-3 St. Francis Lancers. St. Francis looking for more, but Connor McKeeman gets his hustle on to sack the quarterback and keep the Wildcat deficit at 4 going into halftime. The Cats knocking on the door in the second half, but Sifania Alatini and Kevin Kiana Aina team up to break the pass and force turnover on downs. Still 7-3 Lancers after 3. fourth quarter now. Soren Hummel takes a snap and heaves it deep in the rain for Zoe Shelton, who makes the catch with defenders all around them to move the chains. Then a few plays later, give it to Jarius Hogan one more time, and Jarius runs up the middle, and he is in for the touchdown! The Wildcats win the CCS Open Division title for the first time since 2012. Coach Lanny Vandermeer getting a Gatorade bath from his players, and here's Jarius Hogan after the game.
Man, it's a hard fight. You know, we've been put in these situations a lot, so we know how to go about things, and we understand what type of team that was. So like I said, we just had to put straight blood and tears onto the field and just execute and do our best, and that's exactly what we did.
In San Jose with the Crumble Cookies Game of the Week, I'm Adrian Soriano, 49ers Cal High Sports.
Here come the San Ramon Valley Wolves, the top seed going for the NorCal title. The Wolves down early but come back. Allie Cook to Kate Stern, over to Jenna Hunt, and boom, the Wolves down by just one. SRV takes off from there. Sophia Vela to Stern to a sliding Jenna Hunt, who blasts it off the defender. The Wolves will take the first. Lucy Chertok to Stern, who fakes the set and rockets the winner. Stern's teammates like that one. Second set, and look at Cook serving up the pancake. It goes to Ellie Hunt, over to Chertok, who gets it over. The Buchanan Bears hit it into the net as Cook gets rewarded for her amazing effort. Later in the second, more great D by the Wolves. Look at Vela with a diving dig over to Stern. Nice touch set to Chertok, and Lucy hits the baseline for the Wolves. Later in a dominant second for the Wolves, Vela to Stern to Chertok, who takes it down the line, and SRV goes up 2-0. A tight third set as the Wolves go Cook to Stern to Vela, who goes way up and splits the D for the point. But Buchanan keeps it close. Clara Garcia bumps to Avery Dedekian, over to Callie Sanchez with a monster rip. But Vela gets two big aces in a row to seal the game for the San Ramon Valley Wolves. San Ramon Valley wins the Division II NorCal title. The girls headed to state for the first time in school history. Chertok and the Hunt sisters leading the way.
What a great season for the Crystal Springs Upland girls volleyball team. The Griffins with a 26-5 overall record.
The girls talking about it with Aubrey at the Rikus Center this week.
We are here at the Rikus Center in Menlo Park, where goals are achieved. The Division V CCS champions. This is Crystal Springs Upland. Not only the Division V champs, the back-to-back champs. Hannah, talk to me about this team, about this run you guys had this year.
Going into this season, I think it was all about buying in from day one. We knew last year wouldn't look exactly like this year, so it was all about trusting the process, trusting our teammates, trusting our coaches, and just getting excited for every single game.
Absolutely, and not only is this team performing on the court, they're performing in the classroom. Highest team GPA in the CCS with a 3.84. Bianca, talk to me about what it takes to make it so that you guys are the best in the CCS with this GPA.
Well, at Crystal, we really prioritize balance. So we go to our teachers, we're able to get help outside of the classroom, so we're up to date on all the subjects. So we just really prioritize keeping that balance and keeping our GPAs up.
And we're going to talk to another senior over here, four-year varsity senior in Gabby. Gabby, you've seen this program grow since you were a freshman. Talk about where it's gone since you've started here.
Okay, I loved my team freshman year, but we didn't even win league, and now we're back-to-back CCS champs. We won state last year. We've accomplished so much that I couldn't even imagine.
Gabby, one of 8 seniors. We're going to talk to a junior over here. This is Petra. Petra, what are you going to take away from the seniors that have led you to the success, and what are you going to implement your senior year next year?
The seniors here, we have a big class, but they've definitely left their mark here. So the main thing that we're going to try to bring forward is just the community they've brought, the kindness and the overwhelming positivity in every practice. And hopefully I can bring that towards the seasons upcoming.
By the way, this girl gets hype on the court. We have some highlights of her. This is your CCS Division V champs. Girls, can you take us out with a cheer? Griffins on 3! 1, 2, 3, Griffins! Coming up, a CCS Division II game with Wilcox and Menlo Atherton.
But first, here is the U.S. Bank Bay Area Top 10 football poll. The Wilcox Chargers take a Peninsula League Bay Division title and 9-2 record into the CCS Division II playoffs.
The top-seeded Chargers taking on the 4th-seeded Menlo Atherton Bears, and we were reminded by our good friend Lucas Giorusso of this great matchup between the two teams back in 2018 for the CCS title. This year's semifinal game played at Wilcox Friday night. CCS Round 2 between Menlo Atherton and Wilcox. The winner punches its ticket to the CCS Division II title game. Non-stop rain in Santa Clara, and the Chargers doing what they do best, which is pound the rock. First, it's Braden Rosa getting the handoff and grabbing the first down. Then Elijah Vallejo getting a good gain. The drive ending in the second quarter and a Wilcox score. The Wilcox Chargers punch it in from the 1-yard line. That's Braden Rosa tumbling in for 6, 7-0 Chargers. Xander Eshelman on 4th down with time in the pocket finds Angelo Marin. That is a great throw in the pouring rain. He is eventually taken down by Jeremiah Arevalos. The Bears facing 4th down again. A great block from Jaden De La Fuente. And Eshelman finds an open Marin in the end zone. What a catch from the senior receiver for the Tutty. We are tied at 7 at the half. The Bears opening drive in the third quarter. Eshelman with a great throw again through the rain, but Braden Rosa comes in hard and breaks up the pass. Rosa, the two-way star. Wilcox gets the ball back and tries giving it to their go-to guy, but the Bears, Matei Tau, comes up with a big tackle in the backfield, and the Chargers have to kick a field goal. A 35-yarder through heavy rain, and Armando Rodriguez nails the kick. The Wilcox Chargers take the 10-7 lead. Menlo Atherton gets the ball with 3.5 minutes remaining in the game. Eshelman somehow connects with Marin for this big first down, but a few plays later, the Bears facing 4th down. This is their last shot, and the pass is incomplete. The Wilcox Chargers take home the win. 10-7 the final in Santa Clara, and the Chargers advance to the CCS Division II title game. The Harker School brings us the Scholar Athlete Award every week. This week's Scholar Athlete is Kirk Humbles III from the Alameda football team. Kirk with a very impressive 3.8 GPA.
Brought to you by the Harker School, upper school vocal groups performed a wide selection of classical and modern pieces, folk songs, and more at the recent fall choral concert at the Patil Theater. At Harker, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org.
DGDG.com brings us the Be Happy play each week. This is a play in a game that made everybody happy.
This week's Be Happy play goes to the Mini Monarchs, the girls upsetting their rivals in 3 sets for the Open Division NorCal title. There was a dog pile, a celebration with their trophy, and with their student section. Want to be a happy car buyer? Go to DGDG.com.
Coming up, it's the Service by Medallion play of the week. We'll see which play gets it next.
But here is this week's financial tip for teens and their parents, sponsored by Lumen Digital.
Set financial goals and decide what you want to save for. And set specific, achievable goals. Use financial wellness tools and personalized dashboards to track progress towards goals.
Service by Medallion brings us the play of the week every week. It's a play we thought was the best from all of the plays this week.
Here he is, Adrian Soriano, with this week's play of the week.
We begin play of the week with Menlo Atherton's Angelo Marin making the catch while keeping his feet inbounds for the touchdown, but the play of the week has to go to Bishop O'Dowd's Deji Josie, showing off the spin cycle, then turns on the Jets all the way for the touchdown. Deji Josie, you just won the play of the week. Woo!
That's the play of the week, and that's 49ers Cal High Sports for this week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Robert Braunstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Be sure to come back next week to meet the Moreau Catholic soccer player overcoming a tragic loss. We'll see you then.
Thanks for watching. Please join our YouTube memberships to get early access to highlights and our podcast, Covered Cal High.
You will also be able to see full game videos and vote for the Players of the Week. So click join and make sure to tune in every Sunday night at 6 p.m. on NBC Sports California. We'll see you at the games.